Hello, Aries. If you're hearing these words right now, it's not by chance. An invisible door is about to open for you, and this time it's not just about money. It's about the release of a destiny that's been waiting for a very long time. This week, a special signal is being sent your way. It might be a phone call, a message, or a small sign that makes your heart skip a beat. Don't call it coincidence, because every movement happening right now carries your name within the universe's plan. Take a deep breath and listen, because right now we begin the journey to understand what's truly coming your way, the call from the universe. When something ordinary suddenly turns sacred. Aries, sometimes the things that change your life arrive in the simplest forms. A ringing phone, an email with a few numbers, a bank notification that seems ordinary at first glance. But if you pause for just a moment and listen with your heart, you'll feel it's something greater moving beneath the surface of your everyday life. An invisible current, soft yet powerful, calling your name. It's no coincidence that you're hearing this message. This is an appointment long set by the universe, made back when you didn't yet know you were on a journey to find yourself again. That call, whether it comes from a phone, a bank, or even a stranger, is the echo of destiny whispering to you. It's time for the energy that's been stuck to finally be released. This week, under the harmonious dance of Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus, a door is opening in your field of financial energy. But financial here means more than money. It's about your self-worth, your sense of value, and the deep knowing that you deserve the best life has to offer. When these planets align, they don't just activate what's in your bank account, they awaken your belief in yourself, that quiet strength that may have been buried under fear or waiting for too long. Aries, how many days have you walked through life holding on to the quiet thought, things will get better? How many nights have you worked through exhaustion, given without keeping anything for yourself, smiled while your heart trembled with fear? The universe has seen all of it. Those silent efforts were never lost, only stored carefully in the sacred vault of time, waiting for this very moment to return to you. Imagine, beyond the thin veil of the unseen, there is a river of light where every bit of energy you've ever given with love and faith gathers into a single wave. That wave is now turning back toward you, gentle but steady, as if the universe itself is saying, "You've waited long enough. It's time for you to receive." None of us moves through life without weariness, but it's often in the most ordinary moments that miracles arrive. A message you didn't expect, a call at just the right time, a sign that makes you stop for no reason at all. Each is the universe knocking softly on your heart, reminding you that the sacred doesn't live far away, it breathes quietly inside the rhythm of everyday life. Maybe you've thought you were forgotten, that your efforts went unseen. But believe this, every act of kindness, every choice to stay gentle even when no one noticed, has been written into your energy. And that energy, like a seed beneath the earth, is finally breaking through the surface. So when that call comes, receive it with calm and gratitude, not because of the number in your account, but because it's a sign of recognition, a whisper from the universe saying, "You've done well." Let that moment remind you that what you once dreamed of was never an illusion. It's taking shape now from within you. This isn't the time to ask when anymore. It's the time to say now. Don't doubt it when the flow begins to move, because you are ready. Readiness isn't about plans. It's about the heart that's learned to trust, even when it can't yet see the way. So this week, when you hear that ring or see that familiar notification, pause for just one breath. Instead of asking who's calling, ask, what is the universe trying to tell me? Because maybe it's not just financial news. Maybe it's an invitation, a gentle call to step into a brand new chapter, where everything once delayed begins to return, and light finally reaches the places you thought had been forgotten. Aries, the universe is restoring what's yours, not through noise or spectacle, but through the quiet orchestration of divine timing. And when you realize this, you'll see, it was never you waiting on life. Life itself has been waiting for you to open your heart and receive it. And perhaps what's coming isn't just a gift, it's balance restored. It's the quiet proof that the wheel of destiny has begun to turn again, gently but certainly, guiding you closer to everything that was always meant to bear your name. Some people pass through our lives like a soft breeze, but there are moments that stay forever, not because of what was said, but because of the energy they carried. Maybe you've been that kind of person, giving without asking, standing behind the light, quietly building so others could shine brighter. And somewhere, in the quiet hours of the night, you may have wondered, does the universe really see all that I do? The answer is arriving not in words, but through the movement of destiny itself. The universe never forgets anyone. Sometimes it simply needs time to realign things, to make them happen at the right moment, in the right way, with the right people. When it feels like all your effort has vanished, that's usually when the energy you've given is circling back, transforming into something new, waiting until your heart is calm enough to receive it. It's no coincidence that your energy is being mentioned this week. Like a hidden current, everything you've poured into the world, your patience, your kindness, your honesty, your quiet, unconditional love is rising again, gathering into a new stream of light. That light is calling your name. It's saying, the time has come for divine justice to return. But justice here doesn't look like winning or losing. It's something sacred, a gentle balance, where what you once lost is being restored, not through apologies, but through gifts. It could be an unexpected opportunity, a sum of money released at last, or simply a sense of peace you haven't felt in ages. Whatever shape it takes, the message is the same. You've walked far enough through the dark to deserve the light. Most people think receiving is a reward, but it's really the completion of an energy cycle. When you give, the world records it. When you wait, it prepares. And when you let go, it returns, quietly, perfectly, completely. That's why what's coming to you now isn't from magic outside yourself. It's the reflection of how you've lived, with integrity, with endurance, with heart. Maybe you've seen others achieve what you longed for, and you stayed silent, offering your blessing. In that exact moment, you planted a seed of goodness in your own energy, and now those seeds are blooming. You don't have to do anything more. Just trust that every act of kindness has its own voice. And right now, that voice is speaking in your life. No good deed is ever forgotten. No quiet sacrifice is ever wasted. The universe remembers in the language of vibration, and when you live with love, you create a frequency that sooner or later finds its way back home to you. It might return as an unexpected thank you, a door opening when you thought it was closed, or simply a deep, weightless peace. When you finally realize, you don't have to prove yourself anymore. This isn't just about money or luck. It's about balance being restored, where every unseen effort is finally noticed and every forgotten intention is honored. It's that quiet moment when you understand that living with kindness was never a loss. Its reward just took a little longer to arrive. But when it does, it comes full and it comes to stay. And if you listen closely now, you can feel something shifting, not outside, but within, a lightness, a sense of being lifted, weightless, unburdened. That's the sign of new energy, of balance returning, of faith being reborn. If your heart stirs while hearing this, write it down as a promise to yourself. I am ready to receive what's mine. It's not just a sentence, it's a door opening for the blessings that are already finding their way back to you. Because once grace begins to flow, what matters most is not how much you receive, but how you hold it, with stillness, with gratitude, and with the serenity of a soul that has learned the highest form of faith is sometimes silence. And somewhere deep within this journey, as you begin to feel that light moving around you, you'll know it's time to step into a new space. A space where blessings aren't just received, but protected, cherished like a sacred flame. A small flame, yes, but strong enough to light the entire road ahead. When luck begins to softly open its doors, most people rush forward to greet it, eager to tell the world, to celebrate out loud. But in the rhythm of the universe, what's growing needs warmth in silence. Some blessings can only bloom in quiet, because noise can break the petals that are still tender. When your light begins to spread, not everyone will be ready to stand beneath it with you. Some will admire, others will feel uneasy. A few will smile, but behind that smile may linger a shadow of discomfort. That's simply human nature, not because they are unkind, but because light always stirs the parts of us still living in darkness. So when blessings arrive, the first lesson is not how to share them, but how to keep that light calm enough to shine even brighter. Silence isn't withdrawal. It's the awareness of someone who understands that all sacred things have their own rhythm. A seed doesn't need applause to grow. It only needs the earth's quiet embrace, patience, and unwavering faith. Your life works the same way. Dreams, beginnings, the first fragile signs of success. If shown too soon, they can be swept away by the winds of others' expectations. But when protected by peace, they take root and endure. There's a saying in Buddhist teachings: cultivate in stillness, preserve blessings in peace. When you know when to be silent, you're nourishing your own fortune. Not everything you achieve needs to be proven, and not everyone is meant to understand your path. Often the most precious reward isn't applause, but that quiet confidence inside, the knowing that you are moving in the right direction, even if no one else can see it. Perhaps you've shared a dream too soon, and watched it slow down or lose its spark. Not because you failed, but because you released that energy before it was ready. Every dream has its own season of growth. When you speak of it too early, you open a door for other energies to enter: doubt, envy, or even unintentional indifference. The universe is delicate in this way. It wants you to learn when to speak and when to smile in silence. Remember, quiet doesn't kill joy, it preserves it. Just like a gardener doesn't pick the fruit when it first turns red. They wait, they trust, they know the sweetest fragrance only comes when time is ripe. Life works the same. Your blessings are ripening now, and all you need to do is protect them from the rushing winds of the world. You don't need anyone's permission to shine. Real light doesn't need noise to be seen. What's yours will reveal itself softly, steadily. So walk gently, because the universe never rushes. It gives only when the heart is still enough to receive. To keep blessings in silence doesn't mean stepping away from life. It means engaging with the world through a different energy, slower, deeper, brighter. You begin to choose what's worth sharing, know when to speak, when to simply smile, and when to just listen. That's when you discover true strength doesn't live in words, but in presence. When you're fully present, even in silence, your energy radiates like a candle glowing in the dark. If you're hearing this now, take a slow breath, close your eyes, and whisper to yourself, "I protect my path with clarity and peace." These words are more than affirmation. They're a gentle shield, keeping your energy steady in a world that never stops moving. And each time you feel tempted to speak too soon, remember, the universe is teaching you about trust. Trust in the process. Trust that what you're nurturing in silence today will bloom tomorrow in its perfect light. And then within that stillness, you'll feel something extraordinary, that when your heart is truly calm, everything around you begins to move again. The currents that once felt blocked start to flow softer, smoother, as if the whole world is breathing in rhythm with you. And in that quiet realization, you'll understand something profound. Blessings never need to be chased. Keep your energy peaceful, and the universe will quietly arrange everything else. People often think wealth begins when the number in their bank account rises, or when a door of opportunity suddenly opens. But in the language of the universe, money has never been just money. It is energy. It is breath in motion, the rhythm of circulation itself. When your financial flow feels blocked, it's not only about numbers. It's a sign that somewhere within your soul, a current has stopped moving. Maybe it's an old fear, a limiting belief, or simply that quiet feeling that you've never truly allowed yourself to receive. Many people spend their whole lives carrying weight on their shoulders. They work tirelessly, save carefully, yet deep down they still feel lacking. What they don't see is that the energy of lack begins inside, in those unspoken words whispered to the universe, "I am not enough." And when you believe you are not enough, the flow of the universe hesitates, for it cannot force open a door that you have kept closed. But this week, the gatekeeper opens the door. The lock once sealed by fear and doubt gently clicks open. The energy that was stuck, whether money, love, or opportunity, begins to move again. No longer a river trapped behind stone, but a warm current sliding through the cracks, awakening what has slept too long within you. If you've ever felt exhausted, as though you've had to fight for recognition, the universe now whispers a different message. You no longer need to earn what's already meant for you. Abundance is not a prize, it's permission. Permission to live lighter, freer, truer to your own worth. When you understand that money is just another form of energy, you begin to treat it like a friend, not an enemy. Money doesn't linger where there is resentment, but it flows toward places of gratitude. It stays with those who see it not as salvation, but as a sacred means of doing good. And when you use it to heal, to share, to nurture, your energy becomes clear and the flow naturally expands. Let me tell you a story. There was once a woman who struggled to make ends meet, haunted by unpaid bills and uncertain tomorrows. One day she decided to pause. Each morning she began with 2 simple rituals, a whispered thank you over her first glass of water, and a list of 3 small things she was grateful for. A week later, a new project found her. A month later, her life began to shift, not because of random luck, but because her energy had changed. She no longer sent out the frequency of lack. She radiated gratitude. And like a magnet, that frequency called back everything that matched it. True wealth is not measured in numbers, but in how free you feel inside your own life. Wealth is the ability to breathe deeply without fear of loss, to give without counting, to live without needing to prove. Wealth is knowing that everything you need has always been here. You just weren't still enough to see it. If these words resonate with you, pause for a moment, close your eyes, and whisper softly, "My flow opens with peace and gratitude." This isn't just an affirmation, it's an opening, a doorway for energy to move through you again. From now on, every time money enters your life, no matter how small, see it as a sacred conversation between you and the universe. When you spend with awareness, when you give with gratitude, the current keeps moving. Money leaves your hands to heal something elsewhere, and then returns to you in another form. Greater, deeper, more complete. Because abundance doesn't come to give you more. It comes to make you lighter. Lighter from fear. Lighter from the pressure to prove your worth. It comes so you can trust the rhythm. The eternal flow of giving and receiving, of human to human, heart to world. And when you finally see that money and energy are 2 sides of the same breath, you begin to treasure everything you already have. You stop chasing. You begin to align. You stop grasping. You begin to flow. So hold the heart of one who's already blessed, not one still searching. Live as if abundance is already here because it is. When you stop trying to hold it, the current finds its way back to you. And in that quiet, weightless moment, you realize there's a kind of prosperity deeper than any number, a kind of freedom no amount of money could ever buy. Yet it's the very thing that makes you feel alive. And within that calm, steady wave of energy, the universe leans close and asks, "Are you ready?" Ready not just to receive new opportunities, but to care for the first temple of prosperity itself. Your body, the sacred vessel where all this energy begins. There's something few people will ever tell you. Your body isn't just the place you live in. It's the first temple of prosperity. The space where every emotion, every dream, every desire is born. All the energies you call luck, money, love. They all pass through this sacred vessel, through your breath, your heartbeat, your sweat, your stillness. When the energy within your body becomes blocked, everything around you begins to slow down. Work feels delayed. Money stops moving. Emotions grow heavy. The universe isn't punishing you, it's whispering, "Come home to yourself." Listen to your body, the keeper of answers that your mind can't explain. Your body is like an energy bank. Every day you make deposits, joy, stress, skipped meals, restless nights. Every small choice creates a vibration in the flow within you. When you love your body, it blooms. When you neglect it, it wilts. And when you feel tired, it's not weakness. It's a signal that care is needed. We've grown used to praising people for being tireless, for pushing through, for working until they drop. But how often do we praise someone for resting well? The world glorifies exhaustion, forgetting that real strength comes from balance. Only those who know how to pause truly understand how to move forward. Look back for a moment. How many nights have you kept yourself awake for work, skipped meals to save time, or silenced your fatigue just to meet expectations? We've all done it, believing success only comes when we break our limits. But what if those limits were your body's quiet cry for help? I once met a woman who used to say she couldn't rest. There was always more to do. Every morning she woke up in tension but forced a smile anyway. One day her body made the decision for her, not through words but through stillness. Her exhaustion spoke louder than any alarm. And in that silence she realized, wealth doesn't come from conquering, but from listening. Your body is the compass of your soul. It knows when you've drifted off course. It sends messages through back pain, a racing heart, sleepless nights, or the quiet ache of overwhelm. Don't see them as flaws. See them as conversations between you and you. A warm glass of water in the morning can be a prayer. A deep breath in the middle of a long day can be wealth in motion. When you eat, rest, and breathe with gratitude, the energy inside you begins to shift. Your body remembers every act of kindness you give it, and returns the favor with vitality, clarity, and the magnetic power to draw in what's meant for you. You are not a machine to be fixed. You are a flame to be tended. Every time you choose to rest, you are lighting yourself anew. Each time you thank your body, you send a pulse of love into the universe, and like a mirror, it reflects that love back. In smoother days, in stronger health, in opportunities that seem to find you without effort. True prosperity begins the moment you stop punishing yourself for being tired in the pursuit of something greater. When you understand your body doesn't need to be perfect, only loved, you open the first gateway to the purest form of abundance, the energy of enoughness. If you're hearing this, take a slow breath. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, I care for my body the way I care for my wealth, mindfully, consistently, and with love. Those words are a promise, a gentle vow to yourself, that from this moment on, prosperity no longer lives outside you. It begins within every cell, every breath, every heartbeat. When the body is calm, the mind becomes still. And when the mind is still, you no longer search for signs outside yourself. Because in that silence, you realize something simple yet profound. When the vessel within you is strong and clear, you no longer chase the signs of the universe. You become the sign itself. Sometimes we spend our whole lives searching for a sign. A message from the universe, a strange dream, or a sudden moment that makes our heart skip a beat. We think if only there were a signal, we would know we're on the right path. But year after year, we forget. The sign was never out there. It has always lived within us. The gate of destiny doesn't open from the sky. It opens from the heart. When you begin to trust your intuition, a gentle light starts to spread within you. It's not a blinding flash of lightning, not the roar of fireworks. It's the quiet glow of a candle burning through the night, steady, warm, never fading. Believing in yourself is the purest form of faith in the universe. Because when you trust yourself, you're telling the universe, I understand, I've heard you, I'm ready. That trust transforms you from someone searching for a sign into the very sign that others have been waiting to see. Each of us carries a unique frequency, a vibration that belongs only to our soul. When you live in alignment with that rhythm, life begins to respond in harmony. Doors open, the right people appear, old dreams rise again. It's not coincidence, it's the universe echoing your song. I once knew someone who always prayed for a clear sign before making a change. Every day she asked for a miracle, and one morning she realized the miracle had been there all along, resting quietly inside her heart. She didn't need confirmation. She just needed to stop waiting. Because sometimes what we wait for can only appear when we finally have the courage to move without certainty. No one outside you can define your worth. No one gets to decide what you deserve, because only you know the road your soul has traveled. You've fallen, risen, loved, lost. Each experience is proof that you've lived, and that alone is a miracle. You don't need to ask for another one, because you are the miracle the universe created. When you stop searching outward, you begin to see inward. All the answers are already there, in the pauses between your breaths, in the warmth that floods your chest when your heart slows down, in that quiet peace no one else can touch. That's the voice of your soul, small but clear. It doesn't demand. It invites. It doesn't promise. It simply whispers, trust. If you've ever doubted your intuition, remember this. Intuition never shouts. It speaks in calmness. It guides you through what feels right, even when logic can't explain it. Think back to the moments when you followed that quiet pull, when no one else understood, and later realized you were right. Those moments, no matter how small, are proof that a greater wisdom lives within you. We live in a world full of noise, everyone trying to be heard, everyone seeking validation. But the truly strong are those who dare to step outside that chaos and listen inward. Because once you learn to trust yourself, you begin to see life differently, less fear, less rush, more faith. Trusting your inner flame doesn't mean you'll never doubt. You will. There will be days when you feel lost, but getting lost is part of the journey. No one walks their path without stopping to rest. What matters isn't never doubting. It's never abandoning yourself in the moments you do. And one day you'll realize that everything you've been seeking, safety, love, recognition, began the moment you believed you were worthy. Then you'll stop looking for signs outside yourself because you'll have become the sign, a living symbol of faith, resilience, and light in the dark. Ask yourself, when you've trusted your intuition, how has your life changed? What opened? What healed? Every story matters because your story is a piece of the greater map, guiding other souls back home to themselves. And now, as your heart opens wider, as that light grows stronger in your chest, perhaps you finally understand the universe was never far away. The door has always been there, waiting for you to knock, because the moment you trust yourself, you've already opened it. And now, Aries, the door truly stands open. What you've been waiting for no longer waits for you. It's moving toward you now, slowly, steadily, like dawn spilling through the last shadow of night. Awakening everything you've ever hoped for, everything you've ever believed, everything your soul once sent out into the wind. It's the moment to take a slow, deep breath, to close your eyes for just a second and feel. Something is shifting in the air, light, quiet, yet unmistakable, like the hush before dawn when the sun hasn't risen yet, but you know with one more breath it will break the horizon. That's where you are right now, Aries, standing at the threshold, as the door of destiny slowly swings open. Through all this time, you've walked many roads, sometimes with the fiery steps of passion, sometimes with the heavy breath of exhaustion. You've given, you've loved, you've lost, you've stood back up in silence, and sometimes you thought no one noticed. But the universe is different. It remembers every heartbeat you poured into your effort, every drop of sweat, every second you chose to keep going instead of giving up. All of it has built your energy, strong, steady, and true. This door isn't opening because of luck. It's opening because you're ready, ready to receive instead of having to prove, ready to live lighter instead of straining to survive. This isn't a prize, it's a homecoming, a return to what has always been yours, but could only be found when your heart became still enough to see it. Every chapter ends with a moment of silence before the next begins. In that pause, it feels like everything has stopped, but in truth, the universe is rearranging your place on its map. And now, what was delayed, what was stuck, is beginning to flow. Energy, finances, love, all moving back to you, like water returning to the sea. The miracle is you don't have to do anything extra. Just open and breathe. Each breath, each quiet second of peace is proof you've stepped through your own gateway. Not with noise or effort, but with the understanding that what you've been seeking has always been inside you. Right now, allow yourself to feel this fullness. Picture the door opening not with blinding light, but with a gentle glow spreading through your body. A warm light carrying a blessing from the universe. You were brave enough to walk through, and now it's time to receive. You might feel it in your palms, in your heartbeat, in the way everything suddenly seems clearer. What's arriving isn't just money or opportunity. It's recognition for all the silent work. It's an answer to the questions you sent into the dark. It's a response to the way you kept believing, even when belief was a thin thread. This is your time, Aries. Let your heart speak these sacred affirmations, a ritual to open your energy to receive. My money is being released. I welcome this blessing with calm and clarity. I am ready to receive what is mine. When you speak these words, it isn't just sound. It's energy sent outward. And somewhere in the universe, it's answering back, arranging coincidences, meetings, new doors. That's how miracles work, quietly but precisely, as if they were written long ago. Know this, you are not alone. Every Aries hearing these words is part of a shared current, souls learning how to trust, to love, to live more fully. And your energy, whether you realize it or not, is already lighting a path for someone else out there who needs a spark of hope. Thank you, Aries, for walking this journey. Thank you for your persistence, your kindness, and the light you bring to this world. Even when you can't see your impact, trust that your very presence changes something. Your energy is a gift to life itself, proof that even the smallest thread of faith can create something extraordinary. And now, as everything begins to blossom, as the door stands open, step through with gratitude. No rush, no worry. Each step you take now moves in rhythm with the heartbeat of the universe. May you be peaceful in every breath, wise in every choice, and prosperous in every step. Because from this moment on, you're no longer searching for the miracle. You are the miracle.